What are the two biggest differentiators between agents who succeed at a high level and agents who don't succeed at all? And today I want to share that with you. I'm Justin Woodall with Woodall Realty Group and Growth Minded Agents. And I want to tell you two of the biggest mistakes I see rookie agents make, or agents that maybe aren't as successful as they could be, that the top producers don't make. Number one is speed to lead. So what I mean by that is when a lead comes in, whether it be a buyer lead, seller lead, the top producing agents, the great agents, they're going to call that lead back as soon as possible. Now, if they're in the middle of a meeting, middle of an appointment, obviously they can't call until later, but they're not going to wait until the next day or 2 or 3 days later. They're going to call that lead back as soon as possible. Number two mistake that I see is not following up. Newer agents, they think, well, I talked to them one time or I called and left a voicemail, or I called and they didn't answer, and they never follow back up. The top producing agents, they put them in a CRM, they set them on a follow-up, and they continue to call that lead until they reach that lead. And what's even crazier is some of the leads come in via telephone, which means they're calling the agent, and the agent simply doesn't answer. So when your phone rings, if it's a lead, and you need to have some way of knowing whether it's a spam call or a lead call, which we've got systems in our business that let us know that. But if it's a lead versus a spam call, if it's a lead call, you need to do whatever you can to answer that. You've got somebody calling you ready to talk about real estate, as opposed to you trying to track them down all day when they're running to work and their kids' ball games and everything else they've got going on. People can sometimes be hard to reach. So they're calling you, answer the phone. If the lead comes in over the internet, follow up as quickly as possible. That lead form comes in, they expect to hear from you. We're in an instant gratification society. People want to hear from somebody immediately. And that's just the world that we live in. And it happens from time to time. If we wait a few hours even sometimes to call somebody back, they've already talked to another agent and they've moved on with that agent. So that doesn't always happen, and that's another video for another day. But speed to lead is key. And number two, follow up. Don't just call them one time. Keep calling, texting, emailing, reach out to the lead. They're busy, they get sidetracked. But you need to follow up until you have a conversation. If they tell you, hey, I'm no longer interested, then obviously don't follow up again. But keep calling them until you get an answer and find out what they're looking for. Be of service to them. Again, they get busy, so you may have to reach out more than once. Those are the two biggest differentiators between top producing agents and agents that exit the business.